This is required training the North Central Region party trailer. We have to go through this training as required by the North Carolina Department of Labor. And also to update you and tell you about the different things about the trailer. This is the book that you'll receive when you pick up the trailer, and it'll be in the trailer at all times so that you can have it there. But it's the manual that has all the information that you'll need as far as pulling the trailer and all the equipment and things in the trailer. It tells you about how to operate each and every one of these things: the inflatables, the popcorn machine, the snow cone machine, the cotton candy machine, the hot dog cooker, and everything that's in the trailer. And first up would be picking up the trailer. You will need a 2 5/16 inch ball in order to pull the trailer. There is one inside the trailer. You can just slip it into your receiver on your truck. But be sure that you check everything and make sure that all your chains and lights and everything are hooked up before you leave. And then you need to be sure that you go over your checklist. Be sure you open the trailer and go in and check off everything in the trailer, and be sure that you have everything that's on your checklist. And if not, make note of that so that when you bring the trailer back and turn that in, we can find out what's missing and find out who was the last one that had the trailer. First thing we're going to talk about is the generator. The generator on the trailer is to be used when you do not have access to power from your church. I would highly recommend that you use power from your church rather than the generator, and the reason for that is when you hook this generator up and use it, you have to tape it off, secure it with 4 posts and some caution tape around it to keep people off of it. You also have to drive in a 8-foot ground rod into the ground to ground this generator off, and then you either have to leave the ground rod and or pull it up. But if you leave it, then you have to buy another one to put in the trailer. But I would recommend that if you do not plan to hook into your church and you're going to use the generator, I would suggest that you buy a ground rod and drive it in a place in a shrub or somewhere like that you can just leave it, and it'll be there next time when you get ready to use it. That's only if you use the generator. On the generator, there's a 110 plug, and you plug one of the blowers into that, and the other one is a pigtail that's locked into one of the other receptacles. You need to use that pigtail because that's on a different circuit, and you'll be able to pull both blowers. If you try to run both blowers on that one circuit, they will not operate. So be sure that you use the pigtail that's been provided on the generator for one of your fans that blows up the inflatables. You'll find a party trailer evaluation form, and we would ask that you would fill that out so that we can see how many people are using the trailer and how it's working for you. And then you can also put additional information if you have suggestions and things like that you want to tell us about. Then we ask that you do that. You're also required to have a certificate of training. You need to be sure that when you're trained that you get the certificate of training signed so that we can turn that back into the Tar River office. Using the inflatables, each operator should read and understand the owner-operator manual. Do not operate the ride if the wind exceeds 25 miles per hour. In other words, if the wind is blowing in excess of 25 miles an hour, you do not need to inflate the inflatables because it's dangerous. As anybody that goes into inflatables or uses inflatables must remove their shoes. Riders must remove loose or sharp objects from their clothes. You need to be sure to sort riders by size. Only riders of the same size should be allowed in the ride at the same time. And the rated capacity should never be exceeded. The capacity of each ride can be found in the owner's manual that you will have in your book. And the operator should assist the riders when they enter the ride. The operator should position himself in close proximity to the entrance of the ride. When the ride is in operation, the operator should watch the rider at all times. No roughhousing should be tolerated. The rules posted on the warning sign must be strictly enforced by the operator. When the time has expired for each ride, the operator should inform the riders that the ride is over and to exit the ride in an orderly fashion. The rider should assist the riders while they exit the ride. The operator must remain in control of the ride at all times. Your daily pre-opening inspection. Ensure the ride is prepared to be inflated. Check the ride and surrounding area for debris or anything that might puncture or damage the ride. Check the inlet tubes to make sure the blowers are securely attached and that all zippers or outlet tubes are closed. Check all stakes, tie downs, clips, or ropes. If the stakes are located away from the ride, they must be covered. Check electrical cords for defect and proper connections. Check the blower for proper guards and shields. Make sure everyone is clear of the ride. Turn on the blowers. When the ride is fully inflated, check the outside of the ride for rips and tears, as well as signs of aging and cracking. The inside must be checked for moisture, rips and tears, and debris. Check to make sure that the warning sign is in good condition and clearly legible and visible to riders. Sample warning signs. Remove shoes, eyeglasses, and sharp objects before entering. No flips. No piling on or wrestling. Do not bounce closer than 5 feet from each other. Do not bounce against the sides or near the doorway. Do not enter if attendant is not present. Emergency procedures. Emergencies can arise for various reasons. The following are a few examples of emergencies and how they can be handled. This is strictly a guide to help you. Bad weather can arrive in the form of rain, lightning, or strong wind. In each case, you should evacuate the ride as quickly as possible. Remain calm. If you panic, patrons may also panic. Stay calm and stay focused on your job, which is to help riders exit the ride quickly but in an orderly fashion. After everyone exits the ride, follow your specific emergency procedures for shutting down the ride. When the ride begins operation, it should be inspected by a qualified inspector. Loss of electrical power. When a loss of electrical power occurs, the ride will slowly start to deflate. Remain calm. You will have ample time to help the riders quickly and safely exit the ride. In the event of an incident requiring more than general first aid, the North Carolina Department of Labor and Amusement device must be notified, and the equipment cannot be taken down until that person has given authorization to do so. So if there's any kind of accident that requires more than general first aid, be sure to leave the inflatable up until we have contacted the Department of Labor. And you'll find those numbers in your manual or in your notebook. It's Department of Labor. You can also see the state inspector's number. You also see the associational DOM's numbers there, but all those numbers are in your manual. The cotton candy machine. Make sure the main switch is in off position. Fill the head 90% with sugar before starting. Then turn your main switch on. Then turn your heat on. And then turn the heat control to maximum setting. Reduce heat control when floss begins to form. And to make the cotton candy, you grip your paper cone, break web of floss, and wind the sugar on the cone. Lift cone and roll cotton candy onto the cone. And to clean the cotton candy machine, what you need to do is run all the sugar out of the floss head. When empty, turn the heat to the highest possible position for 1 minute to clean off remaining sugar. Unplug the machine and allow it to cool down, and wipe all surfaces with a clean damp cloth. Caution: do not put hand or objects or sugar into rotating spinner head. Operator must wear eye protection. Use paper cone only to collect cotton candy. Machine is not to be operated by minors. Read all material before operating. Popcorn machine. To start, you need to plan to pop at least 5 batches at a time. Average popping time for each batch is about 3 minutes. Turn off kettle halfway through final 5th popping cycle. Use 8 ounce corn, 2 ounce oil, 1 teaspoon of salt, or purchase